We're on Sadi Zayin Amar Aleph. We learned last night, but I didn't have a chance to. It didn't work for some reason to send it out. So about 10 lines from the bottom of the Amud. Sadi Zayin Amar Aleph. Kiyad Nashem Amoy. The Baruch Shalom will judge his nation. Ki Yira Ki Os Yad. Because you see Ki Os Yad. The Gemara is going to have different interpretations of Ki Os Yad. It went away. The hand went away. The Fs Otzur v'Yazir. They're in dire straits. What is that? Bin David Ba'achul Hamas. The Mashiach is not going to come. There's going to be tons of Gemaras with speculations about what is necessary for Mashiach's arrival. So the first thing is the Mashiach is not going to come until there's going to be a lot of moisers, a lot of people who will betray the Yidden, will be moiser themselves to the Malchus. They're going to be moiser than a moiser.
I mean, internal moisture.
They're going to be moiser amongst the Yidden. Dava Acha. The also so that means that the yad of the Yidden is going to be away. Davar Achachi Ismatu HaTalmidim. Also yad means that the Talmidim will go away. There won't be Talmidei Chacham. Davar Achachi Tikola Pruta B'Nekis until the community is going to be destitute. They're not going to have anything. Not going to have anything for themselves. Until they give up about Mashiach coming. Even though we all sing Ani Mamen and Achak Eloi, this Gemara is saying that what? It's not only going to happen when people give up. When they've given up all hope, when everyone's sad and despondent. That's when the end of the pasuk. That's when the Rasham is not going to support the Kihadar of Zera. When they believe that the Rasham is no longer supporting them. Kihadar of Zera, Kihav Mishkach Rabbanadam Sa'askibe. When Chacham would be busy amongst themselves trying to determine when Mashiach is going to come. Please do me a favor. Stop trying to figure out when Mashiach is coming. Because by doing that, you're prolonging the galus. You're pushing his arrival. The Tnina, because we've learned Gimel Boyin Behesach Hadas. There are three things that only come when you don't look at them. With the kind of washed pot never boils. Eluhain, Mashiach. The Mashiach is only going to come when you're not waiting for him anymore. Yeah? You only find something if you're not looking for it. If you lose something and you look, you'll never find it. And you turn around, you stop thinking about it, that's when it will turn up. Or it means you'll find the Metzia in the street. If you say, I'm going to go out the street, I'm going to look for $5, you're not going to find it. But you just let things happen, it will come. Ba'akrov, a scorpion. Scorpion only bites if you're not looking. If you're looking around for him, he doesn't come. He sneaks up on you. Amr of Katina. Shis alfi shani havi alma. So the world lasts for 6,000 years. This is the famous Gemara that we all heard when we were kids, right? That Mashiach is coming with 6,000 years, but if you read the whole Gemara, you'll see there's a lot of ambiguity. B'chad charav. We had this before, early, right at the beginning of the parak, that there's going to be, after the 6,000 years of the world, there's going to be 1,000 years of destruction, of desolation. That on that day, the Rebbe will be alone. That day referring to those 1,000 years after the 6,000 years. It's not just going to be 1,000 years, it's 2,000 years. They're going to be alive for 2 days, and on the third day, you're going to be Mekoyim. And then you live in front of it. So that he understands that to mean that's the Rebbeinu Shalom is going to be not 2 days, but 2 years, 2,000 years. Tanya Kavasa Derv Katina, Kashem Shahashvias Mishametes, Shana Achas, just like Shvias, Shemitah is 1 year, Lizayin Shanim for 7 years of non-Shemitah, Kacha Olam Mishamet Elef Shanim L'Shivas, Alfayim Shanim. So too, the world is going to be uncultivated. There won't be anything on it for 1,000 years for every 7,000 years. There's going to be 6,000 years of inhabitation, of people living on the earth, and then there's going to be 1,000 years of nothing. That last day is the Yom Shekula Shabbos, last 1,000 years. For the Rebbeinu Shalom, 1,000 years is like 1 day. So when we talk about the Mizrah Shaliyah Shabbos, and we say V'niskav Hashem Levad B'Yom Ahu, that Yom doesn't mean 1 day; it means 1,000 years. No, it means Rebbeinu Shalom is the only thing on the earth. That means everything else will be wiped out, like we saw the before. What we'll have the tzaddikim that are going to be Tchias HaMesim. So the Tchias HaMesim are going to get wings, and they're above the surface of the earth, the surface of the earth.
So Nizgov means
Niskav, the Rosh is going to be standing. He's going to be standing by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But the Levada, it says Niskav Hashem Levada. It's only to be him without anything else. Tana de Be'elio. Sheshes Alafim Shana Havi Alma. The world is 6,000 years. Shnei Alafim Tayu. The first 2,000, and these numbers are not precise, but I think the first 2,000 they try to explain that it is. I think Rashi has explanations on this, but basically from when the world was created till Avram was Makabel Ol Malchus Shamayim was 2,000 years. So that's Tayu. Rashi says Beidafayim Tayu Tachash Nitna Adayin Tayu V'Haya Olam Ketayu V'Adam Me'Adam Rishon Shehaya Avram Ben Nun Beis Shana Ikal Paim Shana Kumuchi Kroi. So from that time, Shana Azak Avram the Torah Shenema B'Man Nefesh Asher Also B'Char Metamgin Shibudu Lo Raisa B'Char Maminim B'Sechta. It doesn't mean that who Shaita Avram Bar Chamishim V'Tartin Shnin. Avram, when he came to Haran, was 52 years old. That's 2,000 years from the beginning of the world. So those 2,000 years were without Torah. Shnei Alpayim Torah. And then there were 2,000 years of Torah from the time of Avram until the Torah started to, this is the apex of Torah. Then when the Yidden started to Averis, they weren't as Isaac and Torah as they had been before. Rashi has an explanation. And Shnei Alpayim Yimos HaMashiach. And 2,000 years are the years of Mashiach, not meaning that's when Mashiach will come sometime in those 2,000 years. Rashi says, after the 2,000 years of Torah, that was really the time that is appropriate for Mashiach to come. That at some point in that tkufa, Mashiach is prepared to come. Because of our avodas yatsu mehem, mashi yatsu. Because of the avodas that have done, it turned out the way it turned out, that the Mashiach did not come yet up to this point. Amalei Eliyahu Rabbi Yehuda of Sela. Yehuda was the brother of Sela Chasida. The world is not less than 85 yovlis. So 85 times 50, which is I think like 4,250. Ubi yovel achron, and the last yovel ben David ba. That's when Mashiach is ready to come. Amalei. So he said to him, is it going to come, right? So that last Yovel of the 85 Yovelis is when Mashiach is going to come. Is he going to come? He asked Eliyahu, is he going to come in the beginning or the end of those 50 years of the Yovel? Amalei Eini Yadei. He said, I don't know. Kala Eina Kala. Is it you're saying Mashiach is going to come, is that before Mashiach is going to come, or is it going to come by the end of that? Is that the end? It means it could be after, or is it definitely by the end? Amalei 98A, he says, I don't know. Rav Ashi Amahachi Amalei Had Hacha Loi Tistachile Mikan Ve'elich Istachile. He said to him, until the last Yovel, he said different. Until the last Yovel, you shouldn't wait. He's for sure not going to come before that. But from that point on, from that last Yovel, you could start waiting for Mashiach. So it's not going to come before that, but it could be afterwards.
So how many years is it? 85?
4,250. Exactly the same. Remember the last time we said, the last shtickle we said that it's going to be 2,000 years of Torah, then 2,000 of Torah, and then the last 2,000 is when Mashiach will come, sometime in that period. Now we're saying after 4,250 years, the last Yovel is going to be, starting from the last Yovel, that's when Mashiach will come. So it's 250 years later than the first Chadsh. Well, fastest. Yeah, we're already.
We understand this.
I don't know. Some go knocking on doors. But we probably, if we weren't behind, maybe it would probably be a good idea to learn the Pirush, the Rambam's Pirush, the Hakdam of the Rambam to Pirush Shnais on Chelik. But to this parak, he has a whole explanation, the Rambam's explanation of generally what he believes is going to happen. But I can't. The Chanan Bar Tachlifa, Shalachle, the Chanan Bar there was a man I found, and in his hand was in our type, our alphabet, the alphabet that we have for Ksav Ashurus is what we write the Sefer Torah in, Kisvei Kodesh. The Lashon Kodesh was in the words were in Hebrew. Amarti Lezu Minayin Lach. He said, I asked him, where'd you get this? Amali L'Chayol Shorayim Niskati. I was a mercenary in the Roman army. I worked for them. I found it amongst the treasures of Rome. Because of Ba, and it's written on this old Megillah, 290 years, the Gemara says, from the creation of the world will come. Mehen Malchomas Taninim. From them, some of those years will include the Malchomas of the Taninim, the great beasts that roam in the oceans. Mehen Malchomas Gog and Magog, when they can invade and fight with the Yidden. Bashar Yemaisa Mashiach, and the rest is Yemaisa Mashiach. And the Rebbeinu will only rejuvenate, resurrect the world after 7,000 years, which is what we've seen before, right? That there's going to be 6,000 years before the Rebbeinu. It's going to be after that 1,000 years of Niskav Hashem Levade. So at the end of that 1,000 years, then the Rebbeinu is going to bring the Olam Haba, the final iteration of when the Yidden will be living in peace without the Umas Olam. Everyone will recognize. He says it's not after 7,000 years, but after 5,000 years, which we've already passed that point, so we don't know exactly what this means. Itma, Tanya, this pasuk is very deep, and it's Its understanding is, if you understand it, you'll understand the secrets of the universe. What's the pasuk? It's going to still be a time when we're going to see the truth. Vayipach l'kates, and what is Vayipach l'kates? What is the pasuk? Vayafech l'kates v'lo yichazev, and the kates is going to come, and there won't be any trickery. And if it's delayed, you should still wait for it. Because it's going to come and it's not going to be delayed. Like Rabbi saying, not like the Chachamim that they would darshan until the time, and the time plus a half time, which Rashi has a whole complicated pshat. Ad idnin uplag idnin ki idin hagala shel Mitzrayim b'hainu dalad meis, so 400 beis idnin. So it's two times that the pasuk says. That's ches meis. It's 800. Hainu. So one time plus two times which is 800. Hainu yud beis meis. So plag idin, and then half, which is another beis meis, another 200. Sachakol elef v'dalad meis, which is 1400. I'm not sure exactly what they're describing. They said, I think it's saying after the time of when Mashiach is supposed to come, they're saying how much time we have to wait. So they had their cheshbonis, it was going to be 1400 years. So it should probably be 5400, which was over, 300 years ago from now. So he said that was an incorrect cheshbon. Like Reb Shimloi, and like Reb Shimloi, Shahayadarish, Achaltem, Lechem, Dima, you're going to eat the bread of tears, V'tishkamu, B'demois, Shlish, and you're going to wake up with tears of a third. Rashi says, the Demois Shlish, Klema, Tishka, Oisam, Akish Bochu, Ben Galus, Mitzrayim, Galus, Bavel, Shlish, Galus, Edom. Between the Galus, Mitzrayim to the Galus, Bavel will be 3 times the Galus Edom. Ki Kates Galus Edom Zeh Yilasayv Gimel Pa'amim Taf Shanim. It's going to be 3 times the 400 years of Galus Mitzrayim. V'loy Rabbi Akiva shehidarish oid achas ma'ati. He said, one small, one more. Bani maris hashamayim, I will quake I will cause to shake the shamayim v'sa'aretz. So Rashi says, "Oid achas ma'ati benevuas chagi k'sev shahayim esnavik sheyatzu yisrael migalos bavel v'yivne beis hamikdash v'aynu oid achas ma'at." That's one little bit more. Ma'at kibud etem lehem liyisrael v'ani maritz hashamayim v'sa'aretz evesi kol chemdas goyim l'shalayim. V'kidarsh lei liyimais hamashiach la'achar churban. It's talking about after the churban. V'hakidarsh lei oid achas ma'ati ma'at kavod etem liyisrael v'achkach yav hamashiach. There's no any kra al paniya bayis koya orikam oid achs mati mat covered it. It's b'shuvle etem lem kol yimais. He has a whole. Okay, this is a long Rashi. Okay, Zok Rashi. Bani ma the first Malchus, which Rashi says it's referring to first 70 years of very stormy time. There were parts of it when the Yidden were sitting Shalva, but most of Bayis Sheni, they were under the controls of the Persians and the Romans. So there's 70 years that there was that they were in control at the beginning. Malchus Shniya Chamishim Mushtayim. And the second Malchus, there was a second Malchus during Bayis Sheni of 52 years. Or Malchus ben Kaziva Shtei Shana Mumechza. And on top of that, Rabbi Kiva had felt that Rabbi Kiva thought Ben Kaziva was he was a potential Mashiach, and that it was part of the an extension of the 52 years that had come before. He said that no, Malchus ben Kazib was only 2.5 years before he was killed. What does it mean that you'll be waiting for the Kates and there'll be no deceit? It will destroy or dissolve the identity, the innards of those who try to figure out when the Mashiach will come. They're going to say, since those who try to calculate the time that Mashiach is going to come, when the time comes that they figured out and he doesn't come, they're going to stop waiting. But rather, you should always be waiting for him. The end of the pasuk is, if he's delayed in coming, you should still wait. And if you'll say, why are we waiting? The Rebbeinu Shalom has given up on us. He's not going to bring him. The Rebbeinu Shalom is being mechaka for his chance to do the Yidden, to do them good, to help them. And therefore he's going to raise up to be merachem on you. So now if you're saying that the Rebbeinu Shalom is waiting to bring Mashiach, and we're waiting for the Mashiach to come, what's stopping it? So the Midas Hadin Makaves. The Midas Hadin, because of our Avainus, even though the Rebbeinu Shalom wants to bring Mashiach, our Avainus are stopping it. The Midas Hadin doesn't allow it. So the Gemara says, so listen, if the Midas Hadin makes it, our Averis are not getting any smaller. So what's the point of being mechaka? If the Rebbeinu Shalom wants to bring it, but our awareness are making it that it's impossible, what are we waiting for? So Gemara l'kabel schar. There's a mitzvah on us. We're supposed to wait. Shenema ashrei kol choicheloi. Those who wait are praised. Amar Abaya, loy pachas alma b'tzlosem v'shisut tzadike. The mekabli ape shchina b'chol dara. There's not less than 36 tzadikim in every dar that are mekabel the pnei shchina. So this is where it comes from, right? We all know the 36 hidden tzadikim that Shlomo Kabbalah used to talk about. Shenema ashrei kol choicheloi. I'm sorry. Yeah, ashrei kol choicheloi. Those are gebenched, those who wait for him. Loy b'gematria tzlosem v'shisa. That's gematria of 36. Hava. Ini v'amar Rava dara dekami kutsha brichu tamnis sari alpi parsohavi. The rows of tzaddikim that are in Shemayim, that are right in front of the Shechina, is 18,000. Shenema sav of shmoina eser aleph. So that's what the pasuk says, that around him are 18,000. And if you calculate the amount of dairis that there are, if you divide it by 18,000, it's a lot more than 36. Right? It's maybe we said there were 85. What does it come out to? Let's say it's a new dar every 20 years, and let's round it up to 6,000 years. That's 5 every 100, 50 every 1,000. So 50 times 6 is 300 dairis. So I guess 18,000 times, I don't know if I got my numbers right, times 500 or whatever we said, 300 is a lot more than 36. So like kasha, it's not fair. The ones who are sitting in front of the Rebbeinu Shalom only see through a darkened glass. But the 36 hidden tzaddikim of every dar, see what you missed? Yeah. The 36 hidden tzaddikim of every dar, they see clearly. They're allowed to see the Rebbeinu Shalom by the Shechina without any smokiness in the glass. So there's so many. I've seen who are those who are the Bnei Aliyah, those who are roy to be tachas the Shechina. They're very few. If there's 1,000 of them, my son and I are from them. If there's 100, Even if there's only two, I and my son are from them. So it seems like there was only two. He was contemplating a possibility. There are only two people who are Bnei Aliyah who could be Roy for the Pnei Ashchina. So Gemara like Kasha, Hada Aili Babar, Hada Aili Beloy Bar. There are those, what is the Aili Babar? Says Rashi should shrichen little rishus k'shenchzosen l'staka basbakaya ha'me'iraha. There are those, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son were those who could go without asking rishus. They could go to the tachas Shechina without anything preparatory requests. But the other 36 tzaddikim have to first be mevakesh, ask for, like Esther, they have to wait for the Shabbat Hazov. Rav says all the possible katzin of when Mashiach is going to come have already passed. Rav says at this point the only thing that's missing is that we have to do tshuva and ma'asim tovim, and then Mashiach is going to come. Ushmuel Amar Daya, and he says, and that's it's up to us. We have to do tshuva and we have to do the ma'asim tovim. Shmuel says, Daya la'avol sheyamed ba'avloi. Shmuel says it's enough for the avol that he's mourning, meaning that our tsaros, it doesn't have to be that we are self-propelled, we are self-motivated to do tshuva and ma'asim tovim. The galus is hard enough that it can be the motivation that will have us do tshuva, that will have us ask for Mashiach, and that could bring Mashiach. It doesn't have to be simply from lishma, doing tshuva lishma. It could be from the tsaros of the galus. Ketanoi, and this is a machlokes tanoim. I'm going to see many rayas back and forth about what is the impetus for bringing Mashiach. Does it have to be our own tshuva, or can it be the tshuva that's brought about by the tsaros of the galus? This is a machlokes tanoim. Rebbe Elazar, I'm in Yisrael ois and tshuva negalim. If the Yidden do tshuva, they're going to be goyal. Them lav ain't negalim. If not, they're not. This is like Rav. Amle Yeshua. Rabbi Yeshua disagrees. Emein ois and tshuva ain't negalim. If they don't do tshuva, they're not going to be nigal. Like Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ma'amel and Melech shegzuros of Koshavs Kahaman. The Ran Shalom, it doesn't have to be that they do tshuva. The Ran Shalom will put a shver melech on them, like Haman, and Yisrael is in tshuva machzir lemutav, and Yisrael will do tshuva, and that will enable Mashiach to come. So Rabbi Yeshua is expressing Shmuel's shita that the tshuva that comes from the tsaros is also sufficient. Tanya Idach, Rabbi Elazar Aimer.
He's still in the tshuva though.
Right.
Shmuel sounds like it's a time, you finish the time, you're done.
No. Shmuel, everyone agrees you need tshuva ultimately. That's what the Mefarshim say. But the question is, does it have to be self-motivated? Does it have to come from Yidden wanting to do tshuva? Or can it come because of the tsaros hashibah? Tani Yidich Rebbe Elazar Aimer, Yisrael ois and tshuva negalin, shenema shuva banim shayvivim, erpa mishavai seichem. You should do tshuva, and you should be healed from your avoinus. Amaloi Rabbi Yeshua v'alei kfar nema chinem nimkartem v'loi bekasef tigalu, that you were sold for free and you're not going to be redeemed for money. Chinem nimkartem ba'avodas kechavim. You sold yourself for free to avodas kechavim. V'loi bekasef tigalu loi b'tshuv masam toivim. It's not going to come just from tshuva ma'asim tovim, meaning it's going to come because of you're going to get yisurin, and that's going to be what's going to cause you to do tshuva ma'asim tovim. Amalei Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yeshua, Avalei Kfar Nemar. So they're going to go back and forth with Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yeshua, where Rabbi Elazar is the Manda Amar who says like Rav that it's just tshuva, and Rabbi Yeshua is going to be insisting no, it's going to come from yisurin. So Amalei Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yeshua, like Farnema, Shuva Elai Vashuva Alechem. You return to me, and I'll return to you. The Rebbe Shalom saying, all you have to do is do tshuva. Amalei Rabbi Yeshua, like Farnema, Kaneichi Ba'alti B'chem. I became your owner, Lakachti Itchem, and I took you. Echad Meir Ushnayim Mimishpacha. One, I'm going to take you, one from a city and two from each mishpacha. V'veisi Eschem Tzion, and I bring you to Tzion. So this Ba'alti Eschem. Zakrashi, Masham Baal Karchacha and Beloit Shuva. I'm going to take you at the end when the time has come for Mashiach to come. I'm going to take you without your without your what do you call it? Your lone Shuva, just Shuva by itself.
What do you mean? One from here and two from Mishpachim?
That means it's going to be a lot of people are not going to make it, but a select few are going to make it, and they're going to be there for the Gula.
So what are we waiting? What are we waiting for?
Echad Meir, Dr. Rashi, Echad Meir, ever had tzadikim v'aviyam l'tzion, afal pi she'ein kulam chayzim. I mean, yeah, I think everyone, Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelik olam haba, but like we said before, you remember there was a special treatment for the tzadikim, right? The tzadikim are going to be flying on wings during the 1,000 years when it's Niskav Hashem Levadai. So the Rebbe Hashem is going to first do something with the tzadikim, and later on the B'tchias HaMesim for all Klal Yisrael. Amalei Rebbe Eliezer. Rebbe Eliezer back then, V'alek Farnemar B'shuva V'nachas Toshion. With when you do tshuva, then I'm going to save you. Amalei B'shul Rebbe Eliezer V'alek Farnemar Kaima Hashem Goyel Yisrael Kedusha Ukdushay Lebizen Nefesh Lemitoyev Goy. Those that are mevuza and that are stuck in Averis, Lebiza Nefesh Lemitave Goy, that are metayev, that they're desirous of Averis. Even so, Le'evid Moishalim Malacham Yiru. They're gonna the Rishon's gonna save them, and they're gonna take them away from the Malachim. B'kamu Sarim V'yishtachvu. Malachim will be afraid, and the lords will stand up and bow down. So you see that it's because of the tshuva. Zakt Gemara, Amalei Rebbe Eliezer. I'm sorry, that was Rabbi Yeshua. Oh yeah, this is Rabbi Yeshua. No, it's not that. It's not. You're saying that the Bershom's gonna take us out. It does no mention of tshuva. Amalei Rebbe Eliezer, like Farnamer and Toshav Yisrael Ne'um Hashem. Olai Toshav. If the Yidden will be do tshuva, Zakter Rebbe, then they're gonna return to me. Amalei Rebbe Yeshua, like Farnama ve'eshmes ha'ish lavush habadim. I hear the man dressed in linen, Hashem Imal Lememe Mahayar, that's standing above the river. V'yarim Yamina Yismaila Hashemayim, and he's lifting up his hands and his right hand and his left hand to the Shemayim. V'yishva b'chaya olam, and he'll swear by the Rebbe Shem Ki L'moyed Me'adam v'chatzi v'kechalis nafetz yad am kodesh tachlina kol eila v'shasek kol eila. So Rashi Kitetichle L'moyed Me'adam Alma Yesh Kates Bedavar. Rashi says from the fact that it starts as Yesh Ki L'moyed Me'adam, there's going to be a set date which is all going to end. So like Rashi at this point, like this riot does not seem so much to be going with what we said at the beginning, that it's because of the Yisurin they're going to do tshuva. Now it seems like there's a set end, as opposed to Rebbe Eliezer, who says that they just need to do tshuva. And the pasuk continues, "Kachalei tznof yad am kadosh, k'shetichla tumasa v'chayzik yedayim shehaysa nefutza elach ve'elach gvura v'te'elis lepashat ana v'ana v'achash shetichla gvurasam sheyu shveilim l'moyed tichlenu." After their strength has dissipated and they're going to be very downtrodden, then it's going to end. The tsaras are going to end, and that's when Mashiach is going to come. B'shasak Rebbe Eliezer. Eliezer was quiet. At that point, Rebbe Eliezer had to concede that Mashiach is going to come regardless of Hashu. V'amar Rabbi Abba, ein l'cha kates megula mizeh. There's no revealed case from this. Shenema v'atam harei Yisrael, anafchem titnenu pereichem tisu la'amei Yisrael. What does that mean? Anafchem titenu. You have what is it to?
You shall shoot forth your branches and bear your fruit.
Yeah, right. La'amei Yisrael. So how does that mean that? Okay, that it's It's going to happen when it's going to happen.
But Megulim, is that meaning, like, in other words, that's the best sign, like when the land starts giving giving the.
Oh, Eimcha Kate Megulim Mizeh. This is the best. This is the best sign of when Mashiach is coming, when it's going to start to be a lot of Paris.
And that's what it seems to be regardless of Shua.
Yeah, these are just. This is not talking about what's bringing Mashiach. This is just a sign that he's coming. That when you're going to see this, you're going to know he's coming.
When there's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rabbi, who is that? It's not Rabbi Eliezer. Where is it? Rabbi Elazar Omer, Af Mizeh, another simon, Shenem Kilifnei Hayamim Haim, Sachar Adam Leinia, there's the Schar Behema Einena, there's not going to be any jobs, though there's not going to be a rent for a person or for a behema. And those who come and go, there's not going to be any peace from the deprivation. Rav Amar Af Talmidei Chacham shekaseh behem Shalom, Talmidei Chacham that are called Shalom, there's not going to be any of them. The Chsiv Shalom Rav Oyev Terisecha ain't Shalom at Neitzar. They're not going to be able to have peace because of the difficulties. That means the simon of the Gula that Mashiach is coming is when the Tsar gets so bad that even the Talmidei Chacham are disturbed. U'Shmuel Amar Achi Kol Hasha'arim Kulam Shkulam. Shmuel says it's not referring to Talmidei Chachamim. It means when everything's going to be worth the same amount. That means the Yotzei V'Yaveh is talking about the merchants that go from one place to the next. There's not going to be any point in going anywhere because everything is going to be equal. There's not going to be any tariffs. Amru Chanina, Ein ben David ba Achi Yisbakish Dog L'Chayla. Ben David is not going to come until you're looking for a fish for a sick person. That means it's going to be very, very difficult economic times. I'm going to fill the yamim and the naharis like oil. That means it's nothing can grow in it. The kasav b'yemahu atzmiach karen lebeis Yisrael. I'm going to cause the karen to grow from Beis Yisrael. That's when the Mashiach is going to come. Amar Chama b'Chanina. Ein David ba malchus hazala miyisrael. Until even the smallest malchus, whatever bit of authority the Yidden have, is gone. Which I'm sure the Satmar would like this one. Shenema b'karas hazalzalim b'mezmeiris. I'm going to cut the zalzalim with the scissors. Ksiv b'aseba esehi yovel shayla Hashem tzavakos imimeshach ha'mamoirit. What does that mean? Is the pasuk Tes Beisahi Yuval Shaila Hashem Tzvakas Imimushach Umayrit Umat Naira Min Hahu Nura Minhu Vahala Goy Kav Kav Bavusa Asher Bazu Nahraim Artse Al Makam Shem Hashem Tzvakas Artzian. So that's when there's going to be a yovel to Hashem. Imamashach Umayrit. I don't know what Mashach Umayrit is. What does it say there?
A people pulled and torn.
Okay. When they reach that point of being so depressed, that's when Mashiach is going to come. Amar Zira Amar Chanina. Ein ben David ba achi yichlu gali gasi haruach mi Yisrael. Mashiach will come when the arrogant people leave the Yidden. Shenemar ki az aseh v'kebecha alize gavasecha. I'm going to take away from amongst you those who are bali gaiva. Ksev v'sharti v'kebecha am ani v'dal. I'm going to be left only with the poor and the downtrodden. B'chasu b'shem Hashem. B'chasu b'shem Hashem. And that's when the Shem Hashem is going to be ascended. Amar of Simloi, Mishra Mabalaza, Reb Shimon, Ein ben David ba, ach yichlu kol shoftim v'shoitrim Yisrael. Very similar to what we said, but it's not going to be an authority. All of the judges and the policemen are going to be gone. Shenema, Vashiva yadi alecha, I'm going to return my hand amongst you, v'etzroif, Kebar Sigecha, and I'm going to answer Kebar Sigecha. I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to answer is like to burn out whatever's mixed amongst you, whatever dead, whatever dross is mixed in. Vashiva shevtecha, and then I'm going to return your shev. Amar ula en Yerushalayim niftis. Yerushalayim will not be redeemed. Ela b'tzedakah, only with tzedakah. Shenem atziyam b'mishpat tipada. V'shaveh b'tzedakah. It's going to be returned with tzedakah. Amar of Papa, ibatli yehiri, batli amgushi, ibatli dayani, batli gezer pati. If you batli yehiri, if the yehiri is the gasei ruach, the arrogant people, the batli, the amgushi are the Persian sorcerers, and the batli dayani, if the dayanim are votal from the Yidden, batli gezer pati, there's certain types of policemen, Persian policemen that used to, or Persian judges that would judge on the Yidden. So there, batli here, batli amgushi. I'm going to burn out the dross amongst you. Vasira kol b'dilecha, and I'm going to kol b'dilecha.
Remove all your tin.
Yeah. So again, it's going to like refine what whatever is what do you call it, is infecting or making lower your pureness. Be beteli dayani bali gzev hatzar Hashem mishpatecha pana oivecha. Hashem's going to take away your mishpatim, and He's going to take away your oivim. Amar Rav Yechanim rois dar shemismat v'haylech chakala. If you see a dar that's decreasing, you should wait for the arrival of Mashiach. Shenema the es am ani teishia. The ani, the nation that is an ani, that's what I'm going to say. Amar Rav Yechanim rois dar shetzaris rabbis ba'isalav kinar. If you see a dar that there's great tzaris going on it like a river, chakaloi, then you should wait for the Mashiach. Shenemar ki yavai kinar tzar, will come like a river that brings pain. Ruach Hashem noisasa abai. Then the Ruach Hashem will follow. Samachlei ubal l'tzion goyel. And then after that, it says that then the Tzion is going to bring a gula. Amar Rabbi Yechanan, Ein ben David ba, el badar shekula izaka yekula chayiv. Mashiach has only come with a dar that's either fully innocent, they don't do any averis, or that they're totally downtrodden, they're doing all the averis. Badar shekula izaka they'll say v'amcha kula tzadikim l'olam yirshu aretz. An amach that's full of tzadikim, they're going to be yash in the land. Badar shekula chayiv they'll say v'yara ki ein ish. So there was no man, and he was a mishtaimim. There was no one to, I think we say, to be mispal. Then I will do it for myself. Okay, let's stop over here. Amar Alexandra, sure. Yeah, okay, we're finished with the Rabbi Yechanan's signs of the Gula.
Thank you. Have a great day.